We know when the EastEnders schedule is for next week, but do you know when it is next week? It's just my new catchphrase, just digging it out as much as I can, trying to copyright it. So yeah,
There
obviously
was a lot of discussion this last week and just lately about when the 40th anniversary schedule was going to be released. We didn't know when, we didn't know how. Are they going to use their new format of releasing it early on the iPlayer so you can watch it at 6 a.m. on the iPlayer, and then you can also watch it as and when it comes out. But yes, they have actually announced when it's going to be dropped, and the answer may shock you. And there's something else. What is that, Piggy?
the trailer. Yeah. So quickly, I'm going to run through the schedule. The schedule is Monday to Thursday. Obviously, I don't really need to explain why Thursday's episode will come out at 7:30. I think it's pretty obvious. But Monday to Wednesday, the episodes will drop on both the iPlayer and BBC One/RTE One at 7:30 p.m. And you can, we will be live streaming all throughout the week. We will probably be there at 7:25, 5 minutes beforehand. Do a quick spiel. How you doing? How's your wife? How's your kids? Divorced you? Hit me up. Like we'll be doing all that stuff, and then
Yeah.
and then you can stay and we can react to the episode. The reactions will be recorded and edited down Monday and Tuesdays by yours truly here. Because I went Wednesday. I went Wednesdays. I'll do Wednesday and Thursday. Ash, expecting the Wednesday.
Piggy volunteered for it, the knobhead. Oh, yeah. I'll edit the hour and a half, right? Yeah, sure. You do that, bestie. Keep doing it. I'll manage. I'll slave away doing Monday and Tuesday.
It was just so funny because I was so I'm just gonna reveal the curtain behind the scenes because we can't really do much of the schedule. My favorite thing was because we planned this a few weeks ago. Okay, we're gonna do this and this. The reactions. My favorite thing was I swaggered into the meeting. It wasn't a meeting. I just swaggered in and I'm right, Ash. We're doing the reactions. You're gonna do Monday and Tuesday. I'm gonna do Wednesday and Thursday. And Ash just with a shaking grin was just like, yeah, you do that, bestie. You do that. Just yes. He knew. He bloody knew. Chris Clench.
I'd gotten a bargain. It's like when the one time I went to a charity shop and I got the whole of the original series of Prison Break, which is 3 seasons. And the person looked at it and went, £1. And I'm like, yeah, £1. Yeah, reasonable. Not reasonable at all. Ridiculous scalp. But I had to keep a straight face because, gotta make everybody else think that it's not unreasonable. But yeah, just to reiterate though, as a whole, in case it's not clear, Monday 17th, it will drop at 7:30 p.m. on both BBC One and BBC iPlayer. So you can watch it live, or you can pretty much stream the whole episode at your leisure at 7:30 p.m. I'm sure you can skip to the end if you really want. Tuesday, 7:30 p.m, BBC One, iPlayer. Wednesday is an hour-long episode, which I assume will start at 7:30 p.m. and will be dropped early. And will be dropped at 7:30 on the iPlayer. And then, obviously, Thursday, you can't drop early because it's a live episode. So, yeah. So, all, same schedule, 7:30 p.m, BBC One, BBC iPlayer. That is how it'll do. And our schedule, 7:25 roughly, will be live Monday to Thursday, watching the episode on stream on this YouTube channel. Might be a little bit laboured on the Thursday, as that's the day I'm helping my sister move house. Which, I'll be there. I will be there, hopefully. If I'm just sat in the chair, just like Professor X, just like, yes, EastEnders, but I will be there no matter what.
My favorite thing is I was like, okay, the Thursday episode's gonna be live, and then it's like, we do the podcast at 8 o'clock. Damn it.
Yes. So we could just do it on Friday, but
Yeah, but we want that Friday off, baby. So yeah,
yes.
we might do the podcast live on YouTube. We might.
Yeah, could do special 40th anniversary podcast.
Yeah, and then people can comment if they want to comment, and we can incorporate that into the video. It's Just an idea.
Special one-off.
Yeah.
We're doing it. Cut it out, editor.
Cut it. We have to cut out all of Piggy's nonsense.
Cut the feed.
I ask, can you do the bit with the cane? Just with the cane, just grabbing me.
Yeah, just yanked out of the frame.
Ooh.
Do we need to recap the schedule again? I don't think so.
No.
We don't need to recap the schedule. What else are we here for?
The trailer.
Well, they have released a little trailer, and it's within the theme, right? It's a theme of the glass breaking, the glass smashes. You know, what does the glass smashing mean, English teacher? Well, glass can only withstand so much weight, can only withstand so much pressure, and that eventually, under the cosh, the glass will smash. How can glass smash, you ask? Nobody asked. Well, you can put some heat under the glass. Sometimes the glass breaks with fire, and it burns. And it absolutely burns. That is what the glass can do. But also, those in glass houses shouldn't throw stones, Reese. Shouldn't throw stones, because what he's been doing, he's been keeping Bianca locked up. Bianca has been locked up for months. And Sonia has only just realised maybe he's a bit of a dodgy bloke. So yes, those in glass houses shouldn't throw stones or wank in the daytime. Either or, one of the two. What else smashes? Rubies. It's the Ruby anniversary. The Ruby anniversary. And it looks to be a lovely little love triangle between Ruby, Stacey, and Martin. But what could also smash glass? A gun, which Cindy has in her possession ahead of the 40th anniversary. Let's watch this bloody trailer.
I just an idea for the TikTok. I want the TikTok to be your feed, but it's just me laughing, and then just you, because that was funny. I'm sorry that got picked up on the mic, me just doing my Muttley laugh, but it was so funny because it was so out of left field. Because usually we sometimes prepare these, but I was like, "There's no way English teacher's gonna come in here like, what's up, home slice? So I do glass break."
What? Oh, that's one for the books.
But yeah,
look, right, it's trailer time, all right? The trailer, I have a field day with trailers. This is my bread and butter.
Do you have the trailer pulled up there, Mr. Editor?
I do.
All right, we're going to 3, 2, 1 this. 3, 2, 1, go.
I am coming for you, Ian.
First time she said thank you.
Okay. Ian and Cindy, lovely.
You are so selfish.
You don't have to do this.
Cool. Linda as well. Linda's tangentially involved with the Phil stuff, seemingly.
I still have these.
The love triangle. Another love triangle. And Bianca and Sonia. At the end, George in the fire. Alright. Because we're both watching the trailer separately, I don't want to go through the rigmarole. Be like, pause! Pause now, quick! Pause! But just some observations. I mean, if we try to get any form of structure, you know, first, the main question, how does glass smash? Cindy and Ian are at the forefront. They're the first shards to break, which generally makes sense because what has been coming to grips most importantly at this point, Cindy has been on edge the entire time. Is that saying that it's going to be the first thing discussed in the anniversary? I don't know. But like I said, Cindy is potent. Cindy has a gun ahead of this anniversary. So maybe Ian is in a little bit of a dodgy place.
Maybe he shits himself. Like you.
There's also Ian has clearly been beaten up in some way. His face, he's got red on his chin. He can't fully open his eyes. He's got a bit of like smoke or something on his face, and just generally he looks like he's had a pretty rough time. But it also looks like he's looking up somewhere. He's looking somewhere, maybe some dodgy stuff is going on. Maybe this is happening in Beale's Eels. Maybe they're in Beale's Eels as the fire breaks out, and he's gotten outside just about, and he's looking up to the Queen Vic, and maybe someone's on top of the Queen Vic. The next stage is Sharon and Phil. Sharon saying Phil's so selfish. Phil essentially telling her to piss off. But then Grant saying you don't have to do this. If we slightly look towards where Grant could be, it looks quite metallic. Could be the Arches. But in general, if we figure out how Phil's undergoing about psychosis, right? He's talking to people that aren't there. You're seeing things that aren't there. You're seeing things that aren't actually happening. Like the woman in the pub who just called him a sad old sod, told him how to try rekindle and make peace with the past and work towards the future, because that's what keeps you alive. But he's still been talking to himself, been talking to the voices in his head. In this week, that's just settling up. He's going to be talking to himself, his younger self. He's going to be talking to Peggy. And let's be honest, it's not the first time that Phil's tried to end things, and I honestly, with the way it goes, I mean, even with lack of sleep and paranoia, sometimes your brain just goes, I can't be dealing with this anymore. And even with Grant in the picture, if Phil is too far gone and is hearing things that he doesn't actually see, it can be a crippling ailment. You don't really know how to cope with dealing with shit that's not really there. So could Phil try to end it all again? And maybe this time he tries to go for the gun, but the gun's not there. Or perhaps maybe he turns to drink again. Maybe he wants to drink and they catch him. Sharon saying, you're so selfish, why would you inflict this on your family again after all this time? You've been sober for years. Your liver, you needed a whole liver transplant or a kidney, whatever. You needed a whole transplant to keep you going. This is really selfish, and maybe that's why Linda is tacked on to the very end. Once again, that looks like it's in the Arches, and we've already seen the pictures in the Arches of Linda, Nigel, Phil, in what is an icon off as Linda has fully ascended.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, do you have anything to add on that? Or do I want me to keep going?
Just keep going. I'm slowly playing the trailer. Keep going.
All right, Jack and Denise. I honestly can't really picture where they are, because it looks like Jack and Denise in the left are in some sort of it looks like they're in the underside of a, in school where you all get under the really big parachute thing.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like they're under one of them. But Denise talking to Ravi, it looks like Denise and Ravi are in the Vic. So this will be two declarations of love. But I will say as well, there's a copper right next to Jack. There's a copper right next to Jack and Denise with his little fucking bobby hat on, walking through the frame. These are obviously, and it's going to be understatement of a century, these are obviously going to be taking place at different times. So I assume there will be two declarations of love for Denise, and we'll see both of them, and obviously that's when, at the end of Wednesday's episode, we'll be posed with a choice. Do you go for Ravi, or do you go for Jack?
Or Jack and Ravi. Oh.
And Denise, then it's just a frame of Denise looking like a deer in the headlights, someone with too many choices. Do you go for the apple or do you go for an orange? Which is actually a choice I make fairly regularly, not a flex. I'm just healthy like that.
Yeah, mine is, do you go for the milk chocolate or the dark chocolate? No.
Exactly.
Continue
or both.
Or just a bowl of Cocoa Pops with chocolate spread, Just. Oh,
Jesus, that sounds like diabetes. Next frame, though. Martin, Stacey, Ruby. Frame-wise, doesn't really give much away. Martin and Stacey probably in like a nice little cozy in one of the houses, dropped off the kids, maybe at Sharon's, but it's a bit too bright for Sharon. Sharon's place is very sanitized, very white and cream colored. so we can't really go with that. But still, Ruby looks like she's out on the street. Looks like she's witnessing this go down, and she's already witnessed Martin and Stacey have a little smooch. This has always been the big other love triangle. Is Martin going to choose Stacey or Ruby? And the answer, let's be honest, probably is Ruby. Also note that there's a little Ruby pendant in the bottom right corner. Don't really know the significance of that, but once again, it could just be a part of the Ruby shattering, of course, but still, all of which are a clue. And then the final scene. Not the final scene, but the final big scene with encompassing multiple people. Bianca screaming back away from her. Obviously, about Reese, who it will be outed that Sonia knows that he killed Debbie. And that will likely be outed around the 40th or at the 40th. And perhaps Sonia gives birth at this time in a stressful situation. She can't handle everything. She gives birth early. And then Reese, knowing that he's got nothing to lose, all he's worked hard for is to be with Sonia and the baby. But can he have the baby if Sonia knows that he killed Debbie, setting up a family, and even if he kidnapped her sister? The answer's no. There's no way Reese wriggles away from that one like the cockroach he is, but like a cockroach and like a wounded animal, there's no telling what he's going to do to try and get that baby he's been so desperate to get. There's no telling. Is he going to harm Sonia? Is he going to harm the baby? We know he's probably going to try escape. Is that how the fire comes up? We don't know, but that's an exciting thing. Have a pin in that for next week to see exactly what happens.
Mm-hmm.
And the final frame, some flames. And then, honestly, what was the funniest spoiler image I've ever seen in my life? Did you see this? The last image is George Knight saying, "We have to get out of here now," as George has one singular fire extinguisher trying to put out a massive bonfire. And it's so ridiculous.
Hold on, I'm going to put the camera to you, and I'm going to see if I can find the image.
It's so good. But still, the knights at the centre of it, in the Queen Vic, they are the owners. It's their livelihood. Is that going ablaze? Who's going to start the fire? It was always burning. But who starts it? I mean, let's set the scene. It feels like the fire will be either started by a potential Reese who crashes his car, which sets off some electrics. But we've also seen that over the last couple months, it's been established that the electrics in the Queen Vic and in the square in general, multiple places have been let down by the faulty electrics. Denise's salon, the pub, just a lot of different places have shown that there's been some voltage. There's been some voltage. There's been some faults of the electric. So will that be the thing that sets the fire in the Queen Vic? The answer might shock you. We don't know. We don't know what sets the fire. We don't know who gets trapped, but we have to imagine it's all in the big image of all the people stood in front of the Queen Vic in that thing as the Queen Vic's on fire. How many people will survive? We don't know. Who is suspected? There's a video that we did about that. But then, have you found the image yet?
I have. I'm pulling them up. I'm going through all of them.
All right. So, other than that, I mean, also we have what looks to be Cindy's locket, which is what she suspects that Ian nabbed. I'm just going through everything again. Some of this stuff was of the... Wait, hold on. The Denise and Jack, and I think the Ravi and Denise stuff, I think that's from an old image of two... I think it's from Denise and Jack's civil partnership when Chelsea got married to Gray, and the other time that all the women were drunk and Denise accidentally fell into Ravi's arms. Could be wrong.
Yeah.
But,
there is someone on the roof. I have the image up and I will send it to you. There is someone on the roof in these preview images, because if you are in a bedroom, because if you bloody look, you can see. I just have to go back to my OBS very quickly. If you look, you can see Jack's looking up, and then is that the last image? And then there's the Queen Victoria. That's
Yeah, the old Queen Vic bust.
and then you have Chelsea with Denise and the paramedics, and you have Ravi with Denise and the paramedics. You have Bianca and Sonia having a lovely orange juice. Bianca being pissed. I don't know what the table behind them is for. Is that for Billy and Honey? Because I love Kojo's.
I assume they're having a nice little like street party.
Hold on. Let
Just
me
trying to celebrate the wedding.
Hold on. So that's Kojo, and that's
What, Linda?
Linda. Yeah, there we go. I forgot her name. Hold on. I want to see if I can find Grant's image. Where's Grant's image? Hold on, because this is my favorite image. Right, can I zoom in on this? Because my favorite image is if you look. Let me just switch them very quickly. My favorite image is if you look at Grant. He has a little tuft of hair. It's my favorite thing. He has like a little tuft of hair, and I just wanted to bring this up because if you look at it, he has a little bit there. There we go. And then you have Nigel, obviously. So yeah, it's this is all the images. I can go back. There's
I will
George.
say there are some strange looking things.
Go on.
In these spoiler images. I mean, first, if we just start from the start, there's two men on the floor being ruptured, an explosion, where there's no suggesting who that might be. We can't predict who that will be at all. It's just two non-distinct men with glass shards everywhere. Once again, the glass shatters,
Stone Cold.
which is a lovely concept. Still, next frame is a massive explosion where I assume the same men have been like grounded by the fire. George with his little fire extinguishers trying to set out a whole car fire, which I absolutely adore. Then the car going alight as mate, who's put the massive barbecue out with the propane tanks they got the butane out. Who needs a barbecue? It's bloody February. I know you want a big summer street party, but for crying out loud, guys. Someone think about the butane.
So obviously now I know what's going to happen. The propane tank's absolutely going to go up in flames.
Exactly, like a video game. You throw someone into that, boom, gone crazy. Chocolate zombies, it's Dead Island. Let's go. Next image. Speaking of dead, it's Queen Victoria bust on the floor in the ashes. From the ashes arises a phoenix. Or does it? No, because somebody's bloody dying in that fire that we know of. Next image. Is that Teddy in the back? It looks like Teddy in the background. You can tell his freakishly large ears from anywhere.
Yeah.
And Denise looking at all the wreckage. George as well. He's safe for now. Sweating his teats off. The Queen Vic completely blown to shreds. All the debris everywhere. There's been an explosion at the cheese factory.
Keep going.
We can just look at all of the people in the frame. For a second, in the side, that does look to be Phil at the edge. And then I thought, who the bloody hell is that old-looking bloke right next to him? And then I see the guy next to him with Lord Farquaad's hair, and I realise that they're extras. But from what we can see, Jack is looking up, seeing someone. Is Denise trapped inside? We don't know. Behind Jack, you see Johnny Allen. He's dead. You see Johnny Carter.
Peter.
Then you see Elaine and Ian and Peter and Callum. I assume Kathy is behind Ian. That's all we can gather from that image.
Winston, probably.
Denise and Chelsea looking to do it. In the background, there looks to be quite a plump, rotund old person, which some people may say lovingly is Fat Pat, but it's just an old fat man in the back wearing a big coat with Pat's wig. Talking to the paramedics and the police. It's a big scene. Another extra with a blow on his head. And then shots of Ravi. Ravi's clearly been involved as well. Look at the amount of debris and dust and foliage on his back. Sonia and Bianca. Apparently that suit's a Bianca classic. She wore it back in the days. Back when she wasn't kept in a lockup in Reese's thing with egg boxes all over the walls. Sonia still carrying to term. Spoiler image. Does she give birth in the anniversary week? Doesn't look likely right now. Bianca seemingly being welcomed back. Kojo there. Linda, and I don't remember who else was there. Could be Grant.
It's Grant.
Might be Grant.
It's Grant.
Yes, he is. And right in the next image, Gina's still in the background working on the barbecue with a bloody butane out there. Flammable goods. Not worth it, everyone. It's not worth it. Next image. Phil talking to Grant, Nigel, and Linda in the Arches, which is pretty cool. Nice to see that Linda's been elevated to icon status, getting to share scenes with Nigel and Grant. Wow, delicious. Who could want that? Linda, because she's leaving. Or is she? We don't know. And then the final image.
No, it's not.
After that one.
So I just want to say, right, the image of Nigel, Grant, and Phil obviously there. Why does Grant just remind me of Dobby? Like, he just looks.
Look, he's just an old man at this point. Let his face do it at once.
And then the final image is Cindy's got a gun, Cindy's got a gun. No.
EastEnders completely fucked. Completely fucked. EastEnders completely fucked. No.
I can't get it up.
Those
Get it up.
are all of the images and teased stuff ahead of the 40th anniversary. Oh boy. I'm glad we're getting paid for this. I've sold that harder than I've sold anything in my life. So if you're not excited for the 40th anniversary with the schedule news, which I'll recap once again for you, Monday to Wednesday, all released. Well, I say Wednesday. Isn't Wednesday the hour one? Regardless, 7:30, iPlayer, on TV as well. It'll be released both so you can watch it live, or you can release the episode that has been released. If you really want, if you're that antsy, you can probably skip to the end of the episode to see what happens. Get that extra bit of juice to fire you up. And then the Wednesday is
The
hour-long episode, which at the end of that, we will get to vote on who Denise chooses, and they've also teased, but not specifically mentioned, there will be a second fan vote in this 40th anniversary that they've not been making a big deal out of. They've not been making it a big part of the marketing, which, you know, they love the bloody marketing with all the glass and stuff that smashes. And then finally, Thursday the 20th of February, the episode obviously won't be released early or released on the iPlayer because it's a live episode of EastEnders. So somehow they can't transcend existence, go to the future, send it back fully completed. They can't quite do that. We don't live in that level of technology. What else? We will be live streaming all of those days of the week, even if on Thursday I look like Ravi with a bunch of dust everywhere because I've been helping my sister move house. I'll be there. Piggy will be there. All you'll be there. YouTube.com/Watching Walford. Join us for the festivities. Reactions will be happening and be recorded and edited down and released after the fact. Is there anything else I've missed?
The reactions will be released Sunday, I should add. The reactions will be released Sunday. And there'll be a lovely, if I don't forget, there'll be a lovely omnibus of all the reviews from Monday to Thursday.
And there's even a chance we record the podcast live following our Walford on Taps, which will also be returning as of this week, as of next week as well. So we'll be doing Walford on Taps released after the episodes, recapping everything that happened on the episode, and then on the Thursday likely be a podcast after we watch the final episode of the 40th anniversary week. Are you excited? Because I'm excited.
Can I get a hell yeah, please? Can I get a hell yeah, brother? I just want to say, as you sit there for the next 10 seconds while I just finish this off, and then I'll finish you off. If you like all this content, stick around. We will be here next week. Don't you worry. And let us know down below. Who do you think will die? Are you excited for the schedule? Do you want to just say it's shit and you guys should get a real job? Any of them comments down below. Just the usual: like, comment, subscribe. Let us know everything down below, and we'll see you on the next one. See you then. Bye bye.